Hollywood is dying, not because of streaming, not because of box office numbers, not even because of the pandemic. Hollywood is dying because of Hollywood itself. And if things don't change fast, the very industry that gave us Star Wars, The Godfather, Jurassic Park, Titanic, and The Dark Knight might collapse under its own greed, laziness, and short-sightedness. Think I'm exaggerating? Let's break down exactly how Hollywood is slowly killing its own magic. From the obsession with reboots, to the overuse of CGI, to corporate greed, to streaming wars, and finally, what needs to change if the film industry has any chance at survival. Buckle up, because once you see what's happening behind the curtain, you'll never look at Hollywood the same way again. Section 1. The reboot and sequel problem. Creativity on life support. When was the last time you saw a truly original blockbuster? Not a sequel, not a remake, not a reboot. Something fresh, something new. Hard to think of one, right? Because Hollywood has gotten addicted to playing it safe. Instead of original ideas, we get endless reboots, remakes, and sequels. Spider-Man has been rebooted 3 times in just 20 years. Disney keeps pushing out live-action remakes of classics nobody asked for. Lion King, Aladdin, The Little Mermaid, all basically the same story, just more CGI. And franchises like Jurassic World or Fast and Furious keep pumping out sequels long after the creativity has dried up. Why? Because they make money. Studios know nostalgia sells. If you loved something as a kid, they can resell it to you again and again. But here's the problem. Audiences are burning out. The numbers prove it. Many franchise films are still profitable, but sequels and reboots are making less with each installment. Look at Fantastic Beasts. Look at The Matrix Resurrections. Look at the box office decline of Fast X. When the industry relies only on nostalgia, creativity dies. And without creativity, the magic of Hollywood disappears. Remember, the films we still call masterpieces, Inception, The Matrix, The Godfather, Pulp Fiction, they weren't safe. They were risks, and Hollywood has forgotten how to take them. Section 2. Overuse of CGI and franchise fatigue. Now let's talk visuals. CGI is amazing. It's allowed us to see things we never thought possible. Iron Man flying through the sky, Thanos wielding the Infinity Gauntlet, Pandora in Avatar. But somewhere along the way, Hollywood got lazy. When every movie becomes a green screen spectacle, it starts to lose its soul. Think about it. Jurassic Park, 1993, is still remembered today not just for its dinosaurs, but for how real those dinosaurs felt. That's because Steven Spielberg used practical animatronics combined with just enough CGI. The result? Dinosaurs that felt alive. Compare that to something like Jurassic World Dominion. It's bigger, louder, flashier, but somehow emptier. The dinosaurs look like computer graphics, not creatures with weight and presence. And audiences can feel that difference. Now add franchise fatigue. Marvel, Star Wars, Fast and Furious, DC. The output is endless. Instead of 2 or 3 massive blockbusters a year, we're getting a new one every month. The result? Audiences are exhausted. Marvel's Phase 4 proved it. After the emotional peak of Avengers Endgame, fans were burned out by projects like Eternals, Thor, Love and Thunder, and Quantumania. Not because they were the worst movies ever, but because they felt like homework. When every story connects to 10 others, when every post-credit scene sets up another sequel, the magic disappears. It becomes product, not art. And that's where Hollywood is bleeding out. Section 3. Greed and exploitation. The machine behind the curtain. But here's where things get darker. Hollywood isn't just making bad creative choices. It's making greedy, destructive business choices. The Writers Guild strike. The actors strike. VFX artists protesting impossible working conditions. These aren't random events. They're the symptom of an industry that values profit over people. Writers are underpaid even though without them there is no story. Actors, especially smaller ones, struggle for fair pay while studios shell out millions for celebrity cameos. VFX houses are forced to meet insane deadlines, creating rushed CGI that looks bad on screen, while the artists themselves burn out. The irony? The very people being underpaid and overworked are the ones who make Hollywood magic possible. And when they're gone, when they stop, Hollywood crumbles. Think about it. Game of Thrones Season 8, the infamous coffee cup incident, that was a symptom of workers being overworked and underpaid. The CGI issues in Marvel films, that's exhausted VFX teams. Greed is draining the lifeblood out of the industry. And when your workers lose faith in you, your foundation collapses. Section 4. Streaming Wars and the Death of Theaters. Streaming was supposed to be Hollywood's savior. Netflix, Disney+, HBO Max. It was marketed as the future of cinema. Watch anything, anywhere, anytime. And at first, it felt amazing. But now, it's chaos. Too many platforms. Netflix, Disney+, Hulu, Amazon Prime, Peacock, Paramount+, Apple TV+, the list goes on. Rising subscription fees. What started as a cheap alternative to cable has now become even more expensive than cable. And worst of all, movies and shows disappearing from platforms. One day you're watching your favorite series, the next day it's gone. Deleted to save money on licensing. So instead of saving the industry, streaming is suffocating it. And while this is happening, theaters are dying. Not because people don't want to go. Look at Barbie and Oppenheimer. People flooded theaters when they had a reason to. The problem is, studios don't give audiences reasons to go anymore. Mid-budget films, comedies, dramas, thrillers have vanished. Everything is either a $200 million blockbuster or a tiny indie film dumped on streaming. Theaters aren't dying because audiences abandoned them. They're dying because Hollywood abandoned creativity. Section 5. The AI problem, Hollywood's next mistake. And if you thought things couldn't get worse, let's talk AI. Studios are already experimenting with using AI to write scripts, de-age actors, even create entire digital extras. Sounds futuristic, right? But here's the nightmare. Instead of being used as a tool to enhance creativity, Hollywood will use it to cut costs. Why pay a writer when AI can spit out a script? Why hire extras when you can generate them? Why build sets when you can do it all on a computer? This isn't speculation. This is exactly what the strikes were fighting against. And if Hollywood goes down this road, the art form will collapse into soulless, algorithm-driven content. Stories written by machines, designed to hit formulas without the human soul that makes movies magical. Section 6. What needs to change? So here we are. Hollywood is on life support. Reboots, CGI overload, franchise fatigue, exploitation, streaming chaos, the looming shadow of AI. But here's the good news. It can still be saved. Here's what has to change. 1. Take creative risks again. Studios need to fund new stories, not just recycle old ones. Movies like Everything Everywhere All at Once prove audiences are hungry for originality. 2. Respect workers. Pay writers, actors, and VFX artists fairly. They're the backbone of the industry. 3. Balance spectacle with storytelling. Stop relying only on CGI and explosions. Bring back practical effects and grounded stories. 4. Fix streaming. Make it sustainable. Stop deleting content. Make audiences trust that if they love a movie, it won't disappear. 5. Use AI wisely, as a tool, not a replacement. Let AI handle small tasks, but never let it replace the human imagination. Because at the end of the day, audiences don't just want more movies. They want good movies. So, what do you think? Is Hollywood already dead, or can it still save itself? Are you tired of reboots and CGI fests, or do you think this is just the natural evolution of movies? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you love deep dives into movies, secrets, and hidden truth behind cinema, hit subscribe. Because here at Gravity of Frame, we're not just watching films. We're uncovering what's really going on behind the screen.